Good afternoon, financial professionals. I am Steve Walker, Vice President of Institutional Accounts at E4 Insurance Services, welcoming you to the Brew, building relationships every week. Thanks for tuning in today. For those of you joining the Brew for the first time, welcome. We like to start the Brewcast by celebrating today's national days. Today we have National No Socks Day, National Reward Yourself Day, and National Give Someone a Cupcake Day. So great, a few really good days right there. You can go and rock the no socks, give yourself a reward of a cupcake, and buy a second to give to somebody else and satisfy all of them. Today's brew is continuing our May Focus Planning series with Jim Kuny, Regional Sales Manager at Illinois Mutual. Income protection is not just for doctors and lawyers. Hands-on work is demanding for your farmer and rancher prospect clients, but many have never considered what might happen if they become sick or hurt and unable to work, much less their farm spouses. What about general operating expenses? Who's going to cover those? What about other manual duty occupations such as plumbers, electricians, contractors, dental hygienists, beauticians? These occupations are tough to insure for many carriers, but not Illinois Mutual. Jim will fill us in on the competitive solutions and programs Illinois Mutual has available. We encourage you to use the chat box or raise a hand to ask questions. Also, all attendees are in a drawing for a CE voucher and Starbucks gift card, and we'll announce the winner at the end. So we thank you for tuning in, and Jim, thanks for joining us today. As we start off the day, we talked a little bit about in that intro of when our advisors oftentimes think of income protection and disability insurance, they think of the physicians, the attorneys, the accountants, those types of things. But how about some of those blue collar and gray collar? Tell us a little bit about you and where Illinois Mutual really shines.
Yeah, thank you, Steve, and thanks for having me. And this is a great opportunity for us to get out and kind of talk about our company and our niche, really, that we fit into in the world of income protection. So like you said, our market traditionally has been that middle market. Generally speaking, you look at the $150,000 and less of household income, blue and gray collar, skilled trades, anywhere from hairstylists to truck drivers to dental hygienists, all the way to more labor intensive positions. We do firefighters, police officers, and so forth. So that is who we want to insure. We also insure chiropractors. There's another area that a lot of carriers shy away from, but a lot of things that some of the larger carriers that they specialize in and they focus on, and a lot of advisors do, we are doing all the stuff that they don't necessarily want to do. So it's a great niche for us, and we've been doing it. We've been around for well over 100 years, and DI was our starting product. So it's great to be able to represent that class of people for that class of occupations for so many years.
Excellent. Well, no, I know it's we're really excited to continue to grow our partnership with you and Erica and Illinois Mutual. And again, one of the great benefits of our advisors working with us here at E4 is the fact that we are fiercely independent, and we know that when the product is right for Illinois Mutual, that's where we're going to go. If it's right somewhere else, we're going to go in that direction. But again, to that point, there's a lot of that gray collar, blue collar farming market that is really an untapped market for our advisors that are going unprotected. So, let's start with the farmers, Jim. As we know, and as a lot of our advisors see, farmers and their accountants are very good at being broke, not making any money. And if disability insurance protects our income, what about the farmer that's not showing anything? How do you guys tell us a little bit about that?
Well, it certainly presents a unique challenge, right, for the income protection industry for us, because we'd like to be able to offer coverage to them, but like you said, the vast majority of farms seem to be putting the vast majority of their cash flow back into operations, and in many cases they're they're showing an operating loss from a taxation standpoint. So what we have come up with, and we've had this program for quite a few years, is we do offer income protection for farmers and ranchers, even if they're not showing income. And really their insurable income, quote unquote, is based on the size of their farm or their ranch. So it can be either acreage or it could be herd size. So whether it's hogs or whether it's cattle or even poultry, you've got that measurement stick, and you've also got for the farmers. If you're going to be a grain farmer, you're looking at size of your acreage. But the bottom line is we can offer up to $3,000 a month based on the parameters that you can see on the screen, even with showing operating loss. So traditionally that's something you have to have earned income, right, to even qualify to get income protection. And this is a program that allows the farmer and rancher community to get up to $3,000 a month tax free without that.
Well, and again, sometimes this is an objection that I've heard and I know our advisors have. What about, again, pick on guys because we're stubborn. I'm never going to get disabled, and farmers are typically very stubborn as well. I'm never going to become too sick or hurt and unable to farm. What about that? What kind of opportunities we have in that space?
Well, one of the programs that we offer, and this is not just unique to farmers and ranchers, this is offered to everybody. We have a very unique rider that we can add on our products and on our policies or coverage with a return of premium rider. And it is literally what it sounds like, right? You get your paycheck protected up to $3,000 a month in the case of farmers. Non-farmers can go all the way up to $10,000 a month in terms of monthly benefit. But you could have that benefit in place for your entire working career, all the way up to age 65. And if you don't use it, you get 100% of your premium back. It is truly a return of premium rider. It is a very unique feature that we offer. Not a feature, it's a rider, but it's available to all of our policy owners. And one thing that I want to throw on top of that, Steve, is that farmers in particular, and any business owner that has fixed expenses, could also potentially be interested in something called business overhead expense coverage. And what that does is that provides an additional monthly payment so they're able to pay if income is disrupted. Maybe they've got to hire somebody to run their business, or their business stops generating revenue altogether. They've got another source of keeping that business afloat and being able to pay your fixed expenses and so forth. And the beauty of that is it also has that return of premium option on it. So it's really unique to the industry. We're the only insurance company that's in this space that has that particular rider. So it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, no, that is exciting. And again, I think a lot of our advisors that work, in the commercial insurance space and the employee benefit space, even financial advisors working with business owners and those types of folks. As a business owner, you've got, probably, or you should have two checking accounts, but really it all flows to the same, whether it's a business expense or a personal expense. You've got the disability, the individual to protect that personal paycheck, and then you've got the business overhead to protect and keep the lights going. Employees still want to get paid. For the farmer, that payment on the combine still due. So very, very important to not overlook that. Glad you brought that up.
Yeah, wonderful.
How about, it was interesting. I was on a webinar that you and Illinois Mutual hosted not too long ago, and it talked. One of the conversations was about an occupation class upgrade. Can you tell us a little bit about what that all entails? Because I know you'll explain a lot better than I can.
Yeah. So thanks for bringing that up. And this is something also that's very unique to our organization. There's a lot of ways that insurance companies can generate discounts for their customers and for their policy owners. And one of the ways that we do it, it's not a direct discount, but it kind of is. We offer occupation class upgrades. So for those of you who don't know what that is, your occupation determines a classification, quote unquote, in the world of income protection, where the more laborious or the more physical job or dangerous job that you have, you're going to be rated lower, versus more of a desk job, you're going to be rated at the least occupational risk. And what we offer to people that are in a great number, over 50 different select occupations, you're seeing some examples on the screen right now. If you're a W-2 employee in one of these occupations, you automatically get a 1-class upgrade, which is essentially, it's an indirect discount, to the policy owner. So, there's different ways of getting direct discounts, but that's a way of an indirect discount. And the second level of that is if you are a business owner. You are eligible if you've been a successful business owner for at least 2 years. All business owners, regardless of the type of business, assuming we insure them, there are a handful of occupations that we do not insure, like underground mining, or an offshore oil worker, or somebody that's up on a high rise, stuff like that. There are a few pilots, but the vast majority of occupations we do. So anybody that owns a business that might not qualify in the W-2 list of select occupations, you would qualify as a business owner. So again, you're going to move from maybe a 1 to a 2, or a 2 to a 3. Or in our case, if you're a 3, you would move all the way up to a 5, because our 4 is reserved only for medical doctors and medical professionals. So it's really a unique program for both business owners and for W-2 employees.
And is that similar? Again, I think it may have been the same or a different webinar, but I know one of the tough things on disability is I'm just getting into this profession. I'm just starting my career. I don't have a history of income. I know you guys have a unique niche in that market as well. If you want to talk about that, Jim.
We do. That's that's something that it's a new program, that we just came up with not long ago. About 6 months ago, I believe, is when we started that, and that's really designed for a lot of financial professionals will go to let's say medical schools or residency schools for soon to be doctors, and they'll try to get them coverage, or they will offer them coverage with the hopes of, as they progress in their career and they start becoming high income individuals, that they're going to be able to fill all of their income protection needs, and then in addition to all the other financial services that they can provide. What we have done is we've taken that same concept and we've applied it to more of the skilled trades. So on this particular list, you looked at several of these occupations: dental hygienists, electricians, HVAC, plumbers. They're all going to either trade schools or 2 or 4 year universities to get their degrees. So what we have done is we're going to say, even before you get in there and start your Smith Electric company, or you start out as a chiropractor, we're able to offer coverage prior to them even having a job, when they're within the last 6 months of completing their training. So it's really unique to the industry. It's something where, from a marketing opportunity perspective, it allows you to get into these schools and connect with their placement offices. Typically is the best way to get in there, but get in, have a relationship there to say, we can offer this income protection at very reasonable rates. And it's if nothing else, a lot of these students that come out of these programs are going to have what many of us in this world do, is student loan debt, right? What a perfect way to say, here's something that we can offer you that's going to be able to cover the vast majority of those loan payments, hopefully. If something happens to you and it either takes you a while to get to work, right, and something prevents you from getting things going, or prevents you from even looking from a job from a disability standpoint, that's going to provide that benefit. So it's a really unique opportunity. If anyone wants to talk more about that, certainly connect with Brady or Steve at E4, and we can have further discussions about that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think you hit the nail right on the head there, Jim, is as we know, again, we've got some great advisors that we have the privilege of working with. And just in talking with Brady and others, I mean, if somebody's writing 1 or 2 or 3 disability apps in a calendar year, they're probably in the top 10% of DI producers in the country. Just because, again, it's a very highly needed product, but it's just a very underutilized solution. So again, most of the people on here and that are going to be listening later, if you don't feel that you're a DI expert, reach out to Brady, reach out to myself, reach out to your RVP or anybody at the team at E4, and we'll make sure that we're getting you ready to go and getting you the solutions and the tools and the questions and the answers for your clients' needs there. So before we start opening up and seeing if there's any questions, feel free again, put questions in the chat box. But as we kind of get towards the tail end here, Jim, any final thoughts, questions, or that you want to kind of add in before we finish up and see if there's any questions from the group?
Well, I do, as a matter of fact, and the timing of this happens to be perfect. And this is something that I just want to make everybody aware of, and it's exciting for my sales group that the month of May annually every year is what we refer to as Disability Insurance Awareness Month. So we try to get people that don't necessarily make disability a focus, which, like Steve just said, is the vast majority of the folks that are on this call, right? It's more of a reactive product, unfortunately. In my opinion, it should be the most proactive conversation that you have with your clients, but it certainly gives you a reason every spring to get this back on your radar, right? Back in focus, and allows you to actually make a little bit of bonus money or bonus opportunity money. Specifically with Illinois Mutual, we offer every application that you submit in the month of May, and we still got 3 weeks left of the month. Any applications that you submit, you'll pick up $100 for every application on top of your bonus opportunities and on top of your typical compensation there. So it's really unique, but I really like advisors to tie in the springtime and specifically the month of May with having income protection conversations and really loop it back around with a lot of your clients, whether you're a health producer, an annuity producer, retirement planning consultant, whether you're a life insurance advisor, whatever the role that you play, everything that you guys do as advisors requires a paycheck, right? And if somebody is unable to work because of sickness or injury, income protection provides that monthly tax-free cash flow to be able to continue to fund not only their essential expenses, right, mortgage and the utilities and groceries in everybody's lives, but also hopefully be able to continue to fund all of those things that you guys do as financial professionals to keep them on track, to make sure things don't completely derail if something happens.
Awesome. No, great stuff. And then again, a great reminder to make it a priority, protecting that income. It's the driver, it's the bedrock. It's really the most important and biggest asset that individuals have. So I certainly appreciate it, Jim. And while we wait for any final questions, again, remind everybody, put any questions in the chat, come off of mute. But we wait for any final questions. I'd like to remind you that today's brew and our full library of brews are recorded and shared on the Brew blog on our website, www.e4.insurance. So today's recording will be posted on the Brew blog and emailed out to advisors here in the near future. So as we wait for any additional questions, time for our giveaway. Jim, I'm going to ask you to reach into virtual top hat and give me a number between 1 and 27.
16.
16. And the winner is Lenora Pella. Congratulations, Lenora. Be on the lookout for a complimentary CE voucher and Starbucks gift card coming from all of us here at E4 Insurance Services. Glad you can join the brew. Let me just thank you very much. Any final questions? I don't see anything in the chat, but again, certainly reach in, add any additional questions as you have. Now, on next week's brew, we continue with Disability Awareness Month with Mike Sir from One Protection to discuss the DI discussion and innovative tool they've created to facilitate client conversations. The income protection software analysis is a simple yet powerful presentation tool designed to decrease client objections and significantly improve your closing percentages. It allows you to use the data inputs specific to your client situation and is the core of the engine or the entire system. So we hope you can join us next week on that. Thank everyone for joining. Jim, thanks for being with us today and a great share on Illinois Mutual. And we'll hope to see everyone next week on the Brew.
Thanks, folks.